Engineering, Dept High-Tech, Dr. Rangarajan, Dr. Shakuntala Engineering College, I extend a very warm welcome to one and all present here. Prayer is the spirit speaking. Please be seated. Light the lamp of love in your heart, lamp of abundance in your home, and lamp of compassion to serve all others. I now request the dignitaries to light the Kuttuvilakku.
chair வர மாதிரி இருக்காது, கட் பண்ணிவிடு.
May I now invite the fountainhead of Illuminating Ideas, Dr. R. Rajamani, Professor, Department of Chemical Engineering, to deliver the welcome address.
Standing between you and your lunch, you are fully aware of the facts. Because I will not make it a recapitulation. First thing. Okay, it's a pleasure and privilege to welcome the dignitaries here. But this context, I should also remember the support that we have received from management, especially the chairman, the vice chairman, the trustee, and the vice president, supporting this venture from the day one. In fact, we have been toiling hard for the last 2 years to start this student chapter. Finally, it has fructified or fructified, culminated today. Our efforts are culminated starting the chapter today. And it is due to the efforts of all the students, not only by the faculty, by all the students, and especially we should remember the efforts undertaken by Dr. B. Bhargavaja, who is also executive member of the ISCHE CRC, and he has done a lot of he has worked a lot to get the student chapter here, and Dr. Professor Balasubramaniam and other executive members of the CRC. I welcome all of you once again, and let this I will speak success to all of you. Thank you.
Extending an inclusive welcome to all. I deem it a privilege to welcome a flamboyant leader, Dr. E. Kamalanavan, Principal, Dept High-Tech, Dr. Rangarajan, Dr. Shakuntala Engineering College, to address the gathering.
Today, very happy to see here the student chapter for the ISHE. and the members who are here today related to Vishay, Dr. G.S. Venkatrasnam, Senior Principal Scientist, Department of Chemical Engineering, CLRI, and he is the Chairman of the Vishay. Very happy, sir, today to see your presence here. And Dr. N. Balasubramaniam, Professor, Department of Chemical Engineering, AC Technology University. You are aware, right? AC Technology, Alagappa City Technology, Chennai, and sir is Honorary Secretary of this Vishay Chennai region. And Mr. Ratna Girishwaran, so process design lead, and so DOW, sir, please. DOW. Dow Chemicals, yeah. Dow Chemicals, Chennai. And Mr. D. Gopal, familiar person, even a number of times, a couple of times would have come here. And scientist, ISRO, Sri Rikota, and sir is the treasurer for Vishay, CSRC, and Professor Rajamani, and head of the department Dr. Bharati Raja, and ex-head of the department Mr. Saran Kumar, and members of the faculty, and my dear students. Very happy today to start with this inauguration of this Vishay student chapter. The thing is that for the last 6 months, we have been into many activities and with a lot of discussions to start and to initiate and to come up with these activities, and with 8 UG departments in the college, and where we want to have chapters for all these departments. That is what our the initial aim to have, and to cultivate this here in the campus, and to see that the students, how they use the service of these chapters. That is what our motto. So likewise, I think some other departments also, they have started today. The chemical, even Dr. Bharati Raja have taken a lot of efforts to come up with it. They should go with many, fruitful activities with this chapter. So therefore, my dear students, please utilize and please involve and do a lot of activities with this Vishay chapter, because we have a wonderful members of this Vishay, like a chairman, treasurer, secretary, and even our members of the faculty are well aware and well known to the members here who are here with this Vishay. And therefore, you can utilize these services, fully 100%. There is no doubt, members who are here can help a lot of, in many things, to see that how well this can help for the student community here in Dept Engineering College. So really wonderful. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. So have a great day. Thank you.
Stimulating talk, sir. I look around and I'm Eve with the collected expertise gathered here. We are deeply honored to have distinguished dignitaries among us. May I now invite Dr. E. Kamalanaban, Principal, to bestow Mr. Ratna Girishwaran, Process Design Lead, Dow Chemicals, with a memento and a basket of health. I request our principal to honor Dr. G.S. Venkatrasnam, Senior Principal Scientist, Department of Chemical Engineering, CLRI, with a memento and a basket of health. I request our principal to felicitate Dr. N. Balasubramaniam, Professor, Department of Chemical. of Health. Thank you.
Department of Chemical Engineering to felicitate Dr. E. Kamalanavan, Principal, Dept High-Tech, Dr. Rangarajan, Dr. Sakuntala Engineering College. I request Dr. R. Rajamani to bestow Dr. Bhaviraja, Head of Chemical Engineering Department, with a memento and a basket of food.
Process Design Lead, Dow Chemicals, and Dr. G.S. Venkataratnam, Senior Principal Scientist, CLRI, to inaugurate the IICHE Student Chapter of Ventec High Tech.
Also, I don't want to take long time in between me and the new lunch. I will try to make it as short as much. We will see how it goes. Honorable Chief Guest, special invitees, principal, professors, overseers, and IICHE members, dear students. Here I have been asked to talk more on both the chemical industry and the prevailing challenges in getting a job that's one of the agenda which has been provided to me. In addition to talk about briefly on the IICHE. IICHE, first I will start with IICHE, then we will go into the chemical industry. IICHE is a very good forum for networking. I'm telling you, keep it in your mind. You can utilize this through your lifetime. It's a networking opportunity. Because when you go out of the college, you will not be having the contacts. You will start losing the contacts. So IICHE is going to help you be in contact with your peers, with your seniors, with your professors, with your guides, your teachers, peers, and across the industry. So it's a very good forum. I believe that it's going to help you through your lifetime, not just for a few years, through your lifetime, across your career, and even after your career, it's going to that. Stay with IICHE, and it is not enough to just to join. You have to sustain this membership, and you also will become one day the patron for this association. And we need that. We as chemical engineers, we always have to stay together and work for the wellness of the contemporary people, and also we have to let the next generation to live happily. We are the only ones who can make that. You know, you are chemical engineers, right? If you contribute well to the society, definitely you can reduce so many things like carbon emissions. It's the people, it's the chemical engineers who can become scientists, who can become key contributors to so many environmental preservance activities. You can help on that. ICHE will help you, will guide you. It's a one opportunity. Make use of that. And I still remember the day I became the member of this. I met him after 18 years today. I still remember the day when we started. We started the student chapter in my college. And he was the one initiating that. And he continues to do the same thing. And I have been the member of that, and I still retain that. I'm proud about that. And he also stays coaching the people, and he remains the same. I'm pretty happy about that. Great people only make other people also great. Thank you. Let me talk very shortly about the prevailing situation in the chemical industry. You all know the oil prices are still low compared with the 2 years back. You know, they're still lingering somewhere in $50, $60, $70. It is not going up above $100. It's good at the one end. Our oil prices staying at $50, $60 is going to help for the economy. I mean, we are paying low for the oil, that's good. But at the other end, for the industries, for making money, you would especially for creating more jobs, the employment, we would expect the oil prices to go up. It's not going to happen in the near future. Somehow it will stay below the 100, I think, for the next few years. Thanks to the United States at one front, because they are started using the alternate source, the shale gas. Did any of you heard about the shale gas or the shale oil? Shale, not shell, shale. Shale gas and shale oil are going to be the next generation energy. Like, it is not the alternate, it is the same thing. Oil and gas, they are being hiding in between the rocks. So we have to use that resource. Because right now, the depleting sources of oil resources in the Gulf is a threat. That's why the oil prices went high, and usually reached $125 per barrel. It's pulled back by the United States. Why and how? They want to bring back the oil power down. And what they did, they started exploring the shale gas. What was the challenge they faced when we started exploring the shale gas? Instead of going for vertical drilling, you know how oil is explored? Only by vertical drilling. But with regards to shale gas, they have to go for horizontal drilling. You can go vertical, and then you have to identify where oil is hiding in between the rocks. So they have to go for the horizontal drilling. So that technology, they have been trying for a longer time, and then they achieved in 2010. They have spent a huge lot of money for that. They have succeeded, and right now 20% of the whole American oil production is from the shale gas. It is as equivalent to natural gas. So that comes the future advantage. So shale gas and shale oil, it is being formed across the globe. In every country we have shale gas. In India also we have a lot of resources for shale gas and shale oil, but it is not explored yet. Will come in the next decade. So next decade, 2020 to 2030, is going to be a big boom in the energy industry with the help of shale gas. You people are ready for the job. That is a very interesting fact, right? So you guys have to now really think about how to equip yourself. This one is, I talked about shale gas. Other thing I would like to tell about this, the downstream chemical industries. In India, we have a very less opportunity for upstream oil because we are still exploring and we are relying on the other countries for importing the oil. But downstream industries like petrochemical, that we call downstream petroleum, that's a chemical industry, where we are going to have abundance of industries going to come back come up in the near future. Almost all the international companies, they are targeting now India, especially the Southeast Asia, which includes India, for setting up their downstream chemical industries. And you guys have to equip yourself in designing those plants. So one is, you understand, petroleum industry has different points. One is upstream oil, another one is downstream. We have spoken about upstream. Upstream oil is, once it is depleting, they are going for alternate source of oil, like shale gas. But when you go to downstream, we have n number of downstream hydrocarbon. Like you can have an amatics plant, you can have ethylene-based things like polyethylene, polypropylene, EOEG, like that, and you have a lot of polyurethanes, and you have n number of petrochemical opportunities which are going to come up in the near future. So that is the changing direction, I would say. Most of the engineering, most of the oil companies, they are not going for downstream business because they want to make the value. So they want to maximize the value by going and setting up the downstream petrochemical plants in the Southeast Asia, which includes India. And India is a major player in the Southeast Asia. So it's opportunity for you guys. In the next 5 years, we are going to see a very positive trend in the petrochemical industry. And it is evident that what I say is evident with the fact that we could see a lot of mergers are happening. Mergers like very big companies like Dow, they have joined hands with DuPont in the last year. BASF is looking for a joint venture partner, and they found in the name of Ingenta. And again, the other companies like in the Far East, like Japanese, Korean companies, they are trying to tie up more with the Gulf companies to set up their petrochemical plants. The petrochemical field is going to help you a lot in generating opportunities, so you can get benefited out of that. So that's about the opportunities that is coming. What you have to do to make you ready, make you capable to become a positive process engineer. You guys are, most of you, I believe most of you are in final year, right? Most of you are in final year or in third year, right? Right? Then it's time for you to think about that. Where we are. One is completing education. The next day when you go out of the college, you will face the people from other colleges, other universities, people from premium institutes, people from premium colleges, people from other states. They all will come and compete with you for the same job in Chennai. Nowadays, with the social media, with the internet, with all the the communication channels, people will be able to know the opportunities. Then they will rush like crazy, They come from, I'm seeing like even in my day-to-day job, I'm seeing a lot of people coming from North India, coming to coming to a job, even for a graduate training job to Chennai. So you are of things you really have to study, and by this time, this opportunity, you can interact and get the knowledge from your professors. Utilize the time and learn about those things, like especially fluid mechanics. The first question will be probably from fluid mechanics, I'm telling you. You go any people who are pursuing the GATE, it's a different chapter, go for masters. But when you go for a job, the next thing is interview, right? Then you have to prepare from the interview point of view. So fluid mechanics, heat transfer. Prepare for the basic questions. They are not going to get you a very complex equation. They are not going to ask you to derive, but definitely they will expect you to explain the very basic concepts of heat transfer. Learn about exchangers, heat exchangers. Learn this, that, and then fluid mechanics, heat transfer, and then mass transfer. Don't forget about that. Mass transfer. Try to get some knowledge on mass transfer, like what it is happening. People are not going to ask you very tough questions. It's going to be very simple questions, but only they are going to test your IQ level regards to your technical knowledge. IQ means it's how you learned the basic. So when you know the basic skills, you could be able to answer. So that's the other thing. And then apart from that, this is about the subject. I'm not going to get into the subject as much. Other thing is personal skills, communication skills. I'm telling you, communication skills are the first and foremost thing which is being expected out of you guys. So you need not to be fluent in the English language, but you should be able to explain what you understand and what you want to communicate. So you should be able to explain. That is the expectation probably from your interviewers. So communication. And other thing is, nowadays, the companies are expecting you to be emotionally intelligent. So emotional intelligence is the other one you should concentrate. If you are not care about this, please go and Google it and try to understand more about emotional intelligence. That is expected now when you work on a global company. So emotional intelligence is the core value they are expecting. They will test that. They will test your emotional intelligence with the questions. They will ask you to explain them. That also that you have to go through. That's very important. Train yourself. Emotional intelligence, you can train yourself. You have to train yourself, you have to practice yourself. Only when you practice, only when you visualize how you will behave, then that will help. So that's the other thing I would like to tell. Apart from this, keep your eyes open and keep the passion open. That's very, very important. Because when you go out of the industry, college, we have very limited industries available in Tamil Nadu. Then what will happen? Everybody will try to get a job in the same company probably. There are several ways, like when you select a process engineering field or a production field or a process safety field. So it is up to you to select your core area, because chemical engineering is a very, very big ocean, and you have to select your field. You have to specify your own interest. Then you have to pursue them. Because you have several opportunities. You may go and do production as a shift engineer in the plant. You may be interested in pursuing a career in the design field, like what I am doing. I'm being a process engineer for 15 years now. So though, some people may be interested in treatment, water treatment. That's a big field. Some people may be interested in going for process safety, which is the core value in designing any system. So we have several opportunities. Take your time. This is the best time for you to familiarize yourself with all these terms which I mentioned right now. Because these are the things which you are going to face, like process safety, like process engineer. The next day you can't put you as a chemical engineer in your CV. You have to specify what you are doing. If you put chemical engineer, you will not get any call, I am telling you. So prepare yourself, which you are going to pursue, which field. So you decide yourself, maybe have a conversation with your colleagues, maybe with your the student who has gone out of the college, maybe people may be in contact. So you can talk to them, talk to the professors. So you will get some sort of idea what I am going to pursue, what I am going to pick as my career after my education, of my bachelor degree. Some people even may go for masters. That's also a very good option, of course. Masters and then PhD. That's also, some people may go for even abroad studies. Even if you go for studies in abroad, you have to plan what you are going to study there. You should not pick just like that, okay, that comes, that's the only thing which I know like that. Have a plan, have a vision. Then only you are going to have a very good career. It took a long time for me, not only for me, so many of the people to understand the chemical engineering. In my early part of my career, I was also struggling like this. That's why I'm sharing that experience with you guys. Because it's not easy to find a career, specified career in process engineering, because it's a very big question. So plan yourself upfront by now to stream yourself, to propel yourself to the next stage, because that's going to be your career forever. Okay, career planning is very, very important. Don't miss this time. This is the right time. The other thing I would like to stress upon here is, when you plan a career, combine your career with a passion. To have a passion for something, then you live with that passion, then finally you could be able to achieve that. Unless you have a passion on something, you will not chase. So chase your passion. That is also very important. For making the passion what you have to do, you have to dream. So start dreaming. I'm telling you, start dreaming to be a process engineer, a production engineer, a shift engineer, a production executive, a scientist, a professor. Probably some people may go to government jobs. So it's opportunity. You guys now have to pick your career, plan your vision. Then you can narrow down your path specifically to what you would like to become in your life, because that's going to be your career, and that's it. Okay, then apart from that, I would like to mention here a couple of things. One thing is like, two of your guys are with our team now in my company. In our company. Mark Wesley is with us. Yesterday I have spoken to him. And another guy, Ganesh. Two people got recruited. Of course, they are contingents for now, but they are doing very well. I would like to appreciate the well-tech management, because they have now given a couple of very good candidates to the Dow Chemical Company. So these are the opportunities. Only very few colleges could make it to companies like Dow, because Dow is a OEM, owner engineering and manufacturer company. You can see a lot of EPCs here, but getting into OEM is something different. We have very less number of OEMs operating from Chennai. I think Dow is the only company, and we have Dow Corning. Now Dow Corning is also purchased out. So we have only very few like Dow Chemical Company. So he got into OEM. Understand these terms. What is OEM? Understand these terms. Owner engineering management. EPC. What is EPC? Engineering procurement construction companies. These are the things which are going to help you. You need to know what company it is. So what kind of job I am going to take. So this is a good thing. Two people could be able to make it. I would like to thank the department and the principal and the professors, because it is very good. They are very good. We are happy about that. And it's one of the 3-4 institutes is making to our company right now. One among the 3-4 institutes. It's good. And apart from that, you can always contact the IACHE members like Gokul or Sir to get some contacts. Okay, networking is going to help you guys. Keep on networking. It's not just I know we people are spending here a lot of time on social media. Spend some time for networking also. Networking with the right people. Okay, with the future in mind. That's going to help. So keep the passion, keep networking, and finally you will succeed. Okay, all the best. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for your impetus address. Now, Dr. G.S. Venkataratnam is currently associated with Central Leather Research Institute as a senior principal scientist. His areas of expertise include chemical process development, hazard studies, safety audit studies, process scale-up and pilot plant studies. We are delighted to have you here, sir. I now feel honored to welcome Dr. G.S. Venkataratnam, Senior Principal Scientist, Department of Chemical Engineering, CLRI, to throw light on the IACHE activity.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to thank the organizing, the institute management for inviting me to stay some time and spend some time with you. And I would like to congratulate all of you for having this student chapter inaugurated. The best wishes and congratulations for all of you and for the institute. So generally, who is a chemical engineer? Can you define? Anybody? General, you have got to become the chemical engineers in future, teacher chemical engineers. A chemical engineer is the one who knows enough of physics, which is enough to confuse a chemist and a mathematician, and who knows enough of chemistry, which is enough to confuse a physicist and mathematician, and who knows sufficient mathematics, which is enough to confuse himself or herself. You agree with me or not? Do you agree? What does it mean? You are master of all, jack of all, and so basically you require to have the knowledge of basic mathematics, physics and chemistry. A person is having this basic knowledge, definitely is going to succeed and become successful. These were the basic idea behind that. With respect to this ISEG, so he has highlighted the importance of ISEG. We are having Chennai Regional Center. The importance of ISEG is definitely, one is networking. You can have interaction with an abundant knowledge which is available. And before that, how many of you are going to continue in the basic and core subject? How many of you are going to put deviation? And how many of you are going to continue still in the chemical engineering? Very doubt. Can acquire the knowledge, and we can conduct a series of lectures. What's it? Chennai Research Center is conducting like memorial and endowment lectures, inviting eminent people, so that we can interact with all those people, and you can have interaction. Last year, the Simenar Research Center has conducted ChemCon. You have heard about ChemCon? Many of you are aware of that. We successfully conducted at ChemCon 2017. 16. Okay, 17 happened in Halia. So you can interact with all those people, share knowledge, get the interaction, get communication, continuous relationship with those people. And we are planning to have one job mela. I don't know how far it is successful. We are planning to try to contact with different industries. Maybe you can, all of you can come under one roof. Maybe we are planning to have at least 10 to 15 industries, so that you can, all the people who are in and around Chennai can come and participate and check their availability, and you can try. And provided you are interested in continuing the program. And the advantage of ISEG, there is student chapters. Please write. You have already elected the members. Chapter? Yes. Internally? Yes. You got the chapters. The responsibilities and all those things also, whatever doubts you have, whatever your confirmations, suppose clarifications, you are free to contact us. Any guidance, any day-to-day help and all that things. Institute and head department and all those people can contact us freely. We are available all the time. Whatever you wanted to have some guidance, we are always available. Any clarifications? Any questions? I always be danger, don't prefer having lecture before lunch and after lunch. Before lunch is always trying to think about food. After food, you feel lousy, sleepy, and all those things. Anyway, I don't want to start before lunch and now. Anyway, thank you very much. And one more thing, when you are talking about this chemical engineering basic, I can suggest one book, maybe if you are interested. Say there's like fluid mechanics, mass transfer and heat transfer. It's not like a textbook, it's like a question and answer type. All the subject is being covered, but it's in the form of question and answer. What is pump? Suppose if you talk about what is centrifugal pump, how many is it as used? That will be very useful for attending interviews and subject wise is no way less. All the subject is covered, and but it's only is interactive type. And maybe I can give you one site where you have a lot of information is available, textbooks and all those things. Wherever I go, I prefer giving the people. I don't know how many people look into that. Can note down, or if you want any investment, further you can meet me. The book name is, the author is Mr. Raju. Fluid mechanics, heat transfer and mass transfer. You can go to the site, internet, you can go and search that. There is one site like litgen.io. There you have almost in any field it is available, almost 40 lakhs books are available, freely downloadable. You can download. Engineering, medicine, any subject, all the books are available, freely downloadable. And up to the latest, suppose if you take chemical engineering, entire chemical engineering, the majority of the textbooks are available, including encyclopedias, handbooks. You can go there. There are books like even for heat exchangers, mass transfer. You can go to that. If you have any, if you require any further clarification, please do contact us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your brief talk. Dr. N. Balasubramaniam earned his doctorate degree in chemical engineering from IIT Madras. He is known for his expertise in the field of electrochemical treatment of organic effluent, development of membrane bioreactor, safety and risk assessment of chemical process industry, and development of graphene-based polymer. Some of the distinguished awards received by him include the CSIR Young Scientist Representation, National Science.
The chairman, first lunch நிறைய பேசுறாரு. அப்புறம் இவரு வேற பேச ஆரம்பிச்சுங்களா பொருளாக எல்லாமே boil out. Okay, I'm a chemical engineer basically. Basic from CIT, then moved to NIT, IIT finally with the Tech. So I've seen all the colleges. I'm happy to be here. Thanks to our friend Bhargaja for the invitation to be part of this normal function of student sector. As our earlier speakers pointed out, this is one of the best professions in engineering. I tell you one thing, among the various engineering professions, chemical engineering profession is the one started way back before our independence, and we have an annual event every year called Chemical Engineering Congress, where we bring out the best chemical engineers all over the world to talk to the students. We have one-to-one interactions, especially for students. And of late, we started the Student Chemical Engineering Congress, or SCHEMCON. I don't know how much interaction there. That's the right platform for you to interact with the chemical engineers. Sorry. To meet the industries. Every year it is going to be done. And this year, it's going to be, I think, the UDC Bombay. If you have any doubt or if you want to attend, you can go to the IACC website. All the information is available. the objective of ISH is to bridge this industry and academia, basically. It's headed at Calcutta and spread over across India. There are various regional centers. In Tamil Nadu, we have centers at Coimbatore, Chennai, Chidambaram, Neyveli. All we working on, like professors, are all involved. Our chemical engineers are basically involved in doing this. Application science is engineering. In fact, our earlier fathers, there were more technologies than what we do here. We started separating these metals from ore before the concept of chemical is born. In fact, we used to extract oil and gas before the concept of extractions of technically applied. But in course of time, the technology evolved where we chemical engineers played major role in terms of simplifying the process, in terms of making the process without making much impact on the environment. Like to take automobile industries, we have the light cars, including nano car. We have the cosmetics, and we have the space industry, space aviation industry, where like our friend Google is doing great service as a chemical engineer in terms of space science. So friends, be happy. They are just the right types of chemical engineering profession in your career. And as the one point I just want to add that the ISIS, we do a lot of services to the student community in terms of getting the industrial training, internship. And those who are not placed, we try to push them in the known circles. Okay. Those who need the services of ISAC, you can write to us anytime. And I request all the pre-final years, junior students to attend the STEM with a paper. Your father, definitely our HOD will appreciate you if you are attending. And know more about the chemical engineering role in various institutions. And get a chance to meet the experts in the field, like we have today. We have Ishwaran here from Dow Chemicals. And every year, this STEM we make, say exclusively make this STEM call is arranged to help the student in terms of industrial opportunities, in terms of higher studies. So with this, I wish the students of ISS, student members, a very great future. And I thank the management for allowing this department to start the new student chapter. It's not easy to get, not every college is having this. And I wish this student chapter grow in a large scale. This I thank everyone. Good luck to you. Bye.
And HOD, professors, my friend. I think I already came here. I think last year we all met you for a best lecture. So again we are coming back, and the best wishes that today the IEC student chapter has been inaugurated. Congratulations again, our chairman has taken an initiation in inaugurating it. And as already people have already described about IEC activities and what is going to be happened, and also the importance of chemical engineer. I'm just going to use only 2 minutes. I think already you are late for the lunch. Chemical engineering is one of the biggest forums in the entire world. If you try to see the chemical engineering, people have spoken about more technicalities. The chemical engineering started because of gasoline, the petrol. It was initiated further in 1920. But time ago of century before, all the chemical engineers in the global started thinking about what is the best invention was created by the chemical engineering. There are 10 inventions which was started over. That is, first number is drinking water. The treatment of drinking water is the invention of chemical engineer. Vaccine. So the people who are getting vaccine from our childbirth, it is the invention of chemical engineering. Antibiotics. So whenever we get any kind of disease, we use antibiotics. It was invented by chemical engineer. The sanitation. Earlier in Roman period, because of lack of sanitations or because of we were not able to treat the proper sanitation, people used to die. Many more people. The treatment method for sanitation was invented by chemical engineering. The fertilizers, it was invented by chemical engineer. Other fuels, it was invented by chemical engineer. and the generating electricity, maybe by fossil fuel using coal or non-fossil fuel by solar. The entire thing was invented by chemical engineering for the society. So don't think that chemical engineering only has to go inside the sea, like downstream or upstream. It is not like that. Wherever we go, the chemical engineering hands are there. Starts from drinking water to where we sleep, like using our repellent. So everywhere the term chemical engineering falls in. So always like be a proactive person, because chemical engineering is always a proactive person, and we doesn't go into one field. We are being dynamic towards a larger amount of field. If you see people among the world, Mukesh Ambani, who is the richest person in the entire India and third richest person in the global, is a chemical engineer. And you try to see a person who is Pranay, who is the CEO of Ola Cab. He is an IIT chemical engineer, but he could be able to think about out of scope. And he is the CEO of Ola Cab throughout India, and he is on stores of money, and he is a chemical engineer. So we have lots of people like Ishiko, like you see Quality Guru, who has invented this Fisher-Bond diagram. He is a chemical engineer. So, and big politicians of China leader, Jing, he is a chemical engineer. So chemical engineer doesn't fall not only like an industry of what we need, we can enter into various paths. So that is today we have inaugurated this IACHE. So IACHE is given a platform, and you are going to say with that. Any of the office bearer going to be introduced now. So now it is office bearer is going to take you all. So it is a term where office bearer is going to drive you all, and we want the next year a ChemCon Best Student Chapter Award from Vertec. So we want that. So that is a drive of office bearer has to take, and I hope your HODs and we are there to mold you, and please prepare a calendar for every semester and document it. It is very, very important. Document and send to ISCG, CRC, as well as we will send to the headquarters, and we will try to take at the first moment that your management has to proud that we have opened a chapter and the students have done lots of activity. For that we have got recognition in the ChemCon. ChemCon, you see the eminent chemical engineers throughout world, they come there. It's a very big platform where already our Balasaran sir has explained about SChemCon. We try to come there, and UDCT is number one institution more than IITs where chemical engineering has been grown up. Mukesh Ambani, he has won, like he was studied in the UDCT. So try to come and visit there in the month of September and try to see that. That is, if you can see a card of chemical, it is designed by GDR, who was the Vice Chancellor. He made a card of chemical and he has written a poem about it. So there we can smell, we can drink what chemical is going on there. So very happy to see you all. And so I close up like, see, when we launch the rocket, first time we see small ignition. That is what we have seen today. We have given ignition, and after a few seconds, a big a kind of vapor, like a kind of heat will hit down the ground and the rocket lift off. So today we have given the ignition, try to take off as a big volcanoes, and we see that Chennai Regional Center, you try to grow up and be number one. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Most beautiful language and most genuine way for people to interact. I now invite Dr. B. Balsiraja, Head of Chemical Engineering, to announce the office bearers and to deliver the vote of thanks.
Office bearers of the IACHE Vertec High-Tech Student Chapter. The student chairman for the chapter is Ms. T.N. Pratibha Radhakshmi. And the student secretary is Mr. Roshan Raj. And the student joint secretary is Sharan A from second year chemical engineering. First of all, I thank the management and principal to accept to open the student chapter in Vertec High-Tech Engineering College, and I thank the office bearers of IACHE CRC, Honorable Secretary, Chairman and Treasurer to come and open this inauguration of student chapter, and I thank my faculty members and the students behind the successful show. Thank you once again.